Alright, we're in the middle of a bunch of upgrades on this fan here, but we're going to show you how to do the pillar mounts here. So the first step is to remove the windshield wipers. Little knob on the back here, pull it away from the knob, the wiper. You can't really see it here. As it's pulled away, pull up on the arm. It'll come out more, let the arm back down, and that releases it. So this is the part right here. So remove both of those. That, and then we need to remove all of the screws here in these locations. There's a bunch of them. There's a couple, one there, there's one here, there's a couple here, a couple in the middle, so we'll remove all of those, and then we can move on. These panels are usually pretty brittle, so be very careful, especially putting them back in, so that you don't damage the panel. More than half of these we've seen have these panels of these screws have been replaced and messed with. So it wouldn't be surprising to find half of them are missing, or the panel's damaged, or the plastic clips aren't right. This one's, that one missed at some point. Alright, so we'll take all those out. And then we can open the hood. I'll open the hood and we'll go to the next step. The hood open. Again, this fan is being upgraded with a bunch of stuff. So we have the intake off. We have the plastic trim piece that goes up here off. Totally unnecessary for this job. However, the next step here is to remove this plastic trim, which simply pulls off at this point. Usually pretty tough. Some of them already are off to begin with. You can set that aside. And then there's nothing holding these things on now. So you should, with a little coercion, move around, and then you can begin the next process, which does involve either marking these. Most vans you don't need to, because it's obvious where the hood was to begin with. However, marking this or understanding the hood line is the next step. But we'll remove these two screws here very carefully, and that'll allow us to slip the new mount under. Alright, so now we're up here at the front. We have removed the two bolts here for the hood. At this point, the hood being down, the cowl panel up, it can be lifted and lowered gently and not change alignment much at all. Always recommended, once you pull this up, clean off, blow out, wipe off the surface so it's nice and flat. Once you have that done, you can take your light assembly. This one has a Baja Designs light. It's got our mounts painted, so got to be careful. Obviously, you don't scratch it a lot. Slip this thing under. Make sure that the face here is up against here, and then put your bolts back in here. And a lot of these can be rusted, so take your time. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Tighten this back up. Okay. And in this case, since our light is already mounted, we'll need to make sure that we're routing our wire however we need it. And on this one, I need to check what seems right. However, the next step here is to put the cowl panel back on. This will take significant patience to make sure that this whole area clears here nicely and goes on, being constrained, of course, by the feeder hose over here, which you can remove if needed, if that helps. But that's the idea. So you have to route your wire in a way that makes sense depending on your light, and then you go from there. All right, so after some gentle coercion, the panel went back down. Remember, don't force it. It will work with enough patience. You can see the mount here is captured underneath the hood mount. The wire, in this case, wrapped down and into the hole there by the panel, and that's how the setup would look. So in this case, being Baja Designs S2 Pro, it's a nice slim light, got good clearance for the bolt, nice outlet. The wire here comes out, and this is all a free area here that doesn't hit anything, and you're good to go. So we'll go ahead and do the other side and get it done. Remove the bolts. And this one, the hood did shift down very slightly, so that's not a problem. Clean off underneath. Get our mount. So I can see on here where the original location was based on the bolt imprint in the metal there, or the paint. Okay. So then we can set this up down here so you can see the general idea. It's quite hard to film, but you'll get the idea. Not constrained, moves freely, that's what you want. Good. So now we can just put our screws back in. A lot easier said than done, as it's not always easy to tell what's aligned or not. But getting some started helps. Be very careful putting them in, they're very crispy. Alright. So to put these back on, we'll you just put them on, you just pull them up a little, they clip, and you're done. We put our bulb seal back on. And you're all set. So you can see the wire comes out nicely on this side. Lights mounted nicely. Bulb seals back on. And when we close the hood here, you can see that's what they look like. So, and then you wire them up with your preferred method. We're going to be putting a Switch Pros unit on this fan here very soon, and you're good to go. You can aim them however you feel, but that's how you do it.